Hello and welcome to another edition of the D&D show. Still don't officially know what that stands for. We're adamant it doesn't stand for Dungeons and Dragons because that would just be too obvious and we might get sued. But we're working on it. We're working on it. So if you've got any suggestions on what D&D show could stand for, then do send them in on our Twitter handle. Advertising straight off the back. Yeah, look at that. What is it? At Show D&D. Yeah. Any name suggestions for what D&D could stand for other than
Dungeons and Drag Queens?
Dungeons and Drag Queens. That's a good one.
And we could all just dress up in drag. It'd be great.
I'm in.
Yeah, man.
I've already got the hills.
Yeah, I've got some connections there. Absolutely. My godfather, my godfather is like works in the PR department, or like in promotions and stuff at the Vauxhall Tavern in London, and he's massive in the LGBTQT kind of scene and everything. And yeah, he's one of my best friends. Is my godfather as well, so I'm sure he could help us with that. I'm sure he could certainly put us in touch with some people that could help with that. Excellent. Yeah, so hello again, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name's Luke, or Lukey Baby. I am your dungeon master, your GM, your best friend. We are an actual play, in case you didn't know, an actual play role RPG podcast / Twitch streaming extravaganza. We are currently, despite what I was just saying about our name, we are currently, of course, playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, working our way through the starter set, Lost Minds of Phandelver. Tonight, I'm joined by the usual crowd. We have ladies first, Lisa playing Millicent, the half-elven bard. How are we doing, Lisa?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I have rum. I am happy.
Excellente. I'm back on the Aldi's own brand Copperberg rip-offs, pear, cucumber and mint. It's lovely.
Lovely.
Gavin, our resident dwarven swashbuckling rogue Burr. How are you?
No, it's me. I'm good. I'm on this stuff called Devassa tonight. My father-in-law delivers beer and managed to grab a crate of this for me that was going in the bin, and it's perfectly fine stuff.
Nice.
Sponsored by.
That was awesome. I don't know why that was just like liquid telly.
And you heard the beautiful, smooth, low tones there of James, our morally dubious human paladin, Justicapes. How are you, sir?
He does actually have morals. They're just a little bit ajar from everyone else's. He's principled.
Yeah, fair enough. And then last but by no means least, of course, he's our superstar, our regular player of the week award winner. What's your name? Sean. There we go.
I didn't know there was awards. What fucking awards are these?
MVP. I thought he was always marking him as MVP, most valued player.
If you look,
that's usually his missus saying that, though.
He is, of course, the one and only Sean Lee. He plays Pock, our gnome druid. How you doing, mate?
all good. I just had my photo done for Employee of the Month. So,
I'm going to put that up on the wall right behind me. Here we've got.
I'm not jealous at all. Not bitter.
You're going down.
No,
Pock gets murdered by.
So straight away, we've got a suggestion from Psychon Sense saying dashing and disarmed. Try Tempest, Drinking Dragons. There used to be one of my favourite podcasts. They're now called Greetings Adventurers, but they used to be called Drunks and Dragons, and they're absolutely fantastic. Check them out. D&D Forward says Dice and Decks. Lecky Macron says Ducks and Dicks. That's a good one, actually.
That is it. I mean, that's it, right?
That's the one. So yeah, we've got a usual crowd in the Twitch stream chat already. So hello everybody, and Dasbray, of course, Lisa's boyfriend Peter. So, I'm learning. How are we doing, Peter? Hope Albion RPG as well. Nice to see you. To see you, nice.
Well, Brucey, take it away.
Oh dear. So how is everybody? We've not, again, as usual, we spent the past sort of hour trying to get everything set up. So sorry we're late, but we haven't.
We
really
always
chatted.
start with an apology, don't we?
I know. One day we'll be professionals at this. Once we've got a bit more of a following, we can start a Patreon, and people can start giving us a bit of money. We can invest in some better equipment and something.
Well, I like it. You've got dreams, man. It's good.
Oh, yeah, we're going to take over the world, man. Why not? Yeah, why not?
One laggy stream at a time.
Cool. I don't know if we've got anything to talk about in the real world this week. My son turned.
Oh, can we not? Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, the videos you put were very cute.
Yeah,
That was funny.
We tricked him.
Evil parent.
Yeah.
So he wanted a Switch for his birthday. We told him he couldn't have one because they were too expensive, and then got my whole family to chip in, and we bought one for him. And my dad sent him a Pokemon sword. And he opened that first, and we were like, "Oh no, why has he sent that for you? He must be getting old and senile." It must just be. He must have thought it was a DS game. Oh, I'm really sorry, boy. And he got really upset, and he was
ragging you.
And he was
That's
like,
so bad.
I can't remember what he said, but he basically started slagging off Grandad. And then we pulled the Switch out from the cupboard and changed his mind. Yeah, but it was lovely. So I today have eaten. We had barbecue for dinner when I finished work, and I've eaten way too much meat, and I'm really tired this evening.
Meat hangover.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. Other than that, the real world is. I mean, what's been going on? We've still got.
Oh, the real world's dark and terrible and full of torment.
Horrible.
Don't worry
It really
about
is.
that.
Yeah, everything's shit at the moment.
It really
It's
is.
all gone a bit weird, isn't it?
I like to say everyone's gone crazy, but as far as I've known throughout my life, it's just been an exponential growth of craziness.
It's-
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said the other day in our chat, I kind of miss the days before Facebook when I could be blissfully unaware that there were twats about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you realise that
my Facebook feed's just
Christ
been
removed as like a horrible racist, you're like, oh, for God's sake.
Mhm.
Do I
Yeah.
really need to know that?
It's a beautiful time when you actually had to ask someone first if you wanted to tell them your opinion.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
yeah.
Now you just tell your opinion at the wall.
Yeah,
Those were the days.
But what about personally?
Right.
Has anybody had anything interesting happen this week?
We might be going back into work soon, which is an interesting conversation that's happening. No students, but yeah, it's going to be weird. So
No students.
basically, they're saying that we're going to do voluntary lessons where we offer to teach groups of students that might come into college, which
That's
is
what you do
basically
anyway.
college anyway.
That is pretty much it.
A lesson.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I never went to college. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think I'll just use it as an opportunity to take James in and teach him like Ableton Logic. There you go.
I'm having that.
I'll just do free.
How
free
big is the
tuition.
studio? Can we all squeeze in
It's
for
pretty fucking big,
a
actually.
game?
Yeah, it's I've got a whole auditorium that we could use if you really
Amazing.
want a social distance D&D game.
I'm not at work at the moment, so
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, obviously, like it's different for me because I'm shielding because of my niece and stuff. But it's nice to hear some of that stuff happening, even if it is only in the distant future. It feels like I don't know. It feels like movement at least.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Haken's new album's out tomorrow. That's good, and that's happening in the real world.
Who's new album?
Haken's new album.
Haken. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like Haken. Haken.
I
For
see your
sure,
post
you said
about-
Apon.
Yeah.
No, not Hakon.
Did every damn as an icon.
That won't let me,
It's
Amazing.
D&D.
Is that it? Yeah, it's posting D&D.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Let's
cool.
kill some things.
All right.
Unless you want to talk about my trip to B&Q today, let's D&D. That's pretty much it.
The more I can, the longer I can put it off for, the better.
All week he's been trying to tell this story.
Carry on. No, carry on, please.
All right, let's do some dice rolls then. Highest roll gets to do the catch up on last week.
I'm going to go analog. I'm rolling my dice.
Analog.
10.
Oh, got a 16.
Ooh.
19. Which is unfortunate because he's not here. he's dropped out just as he rolled the highest number. I'm willing to wait.
next lowest, next highest. Then I think.
We can wait.
Yeah, good. By the time.
Yeah, well, he's dropped out again. Oh dear. Oh dear.
He'll come back.
He'll come back. Looks like we've got time to hear about your B&Q story after all, Gavin.
How about now? Am I back?
You're
Yay.
back. Hey, that's all right. He saved you from the B&Q story. I bought paint. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Quick, James, go.
All right, James, it looks like you won this week. So fill everybody in. What happened? Where are we in this wonderful story that we're crafting together?
Right, we do have a bit of a problem because I kept on disconnecting last week. So, like, it's basically like I've got amnesia, but I remember bits. No, it's more like shell shock. So maybe someone should take over.
There was a real heavy roleplay session last week. I'm not even sure. I don't think we had any fighting or any combat at all.
We spoke to Harbin Wester, and we kind of figured out that he didn't really know the depth of what the redbrand were doing. Is that right?
I think
he came across as kind of scared, but not necessarily doing anything illegal.
I think it was more a case of that he kind of did know what was going on, but he wasn't in a position to do anything about it.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
I don't think he was bribed. It was more threats. Like he couldn't do anything about it, and he didn't want to go the same way as the woodcarver. Basically, so he was more paranoid of, he didn't want to set you guys on him, despite Sildar suggesting it. He didn't, because he didn't want to put his neck on the line if it went wrong, that he would be the fall guy, so that's why he tried to, very kind of badly tried to just give you a job to get you out of town. A couple of weeks back, one of their sessions with those orcs up at Wyvern Tor. It's just a bit of a weasel, a spineless weasel, really.
Yeah.
I knew he was when we met him.
We stole the goblin's shoes.
Oh yeah, and we got 2 pairs of shoes.
We got 2
we?
pairs of shoes, Harbin's shoes and the goblin's shoes. Yeah.
The Doddy or something, wasn't it?
Is the goblin still attached to my back?
No, I mean,
He's
I don't know
back.
if you want to still carry him.
Well, I thought it could be kind of like that. It'd be like my part of my class. Like I've got a goblin attached to my back.
Like
you're familiar
from Mad Max 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'll be happy for you to carry him around in a baby Bjorn if that's what you want to do. But there's no.
If he fights for us, he's good. I can do like a spin and.
Oh yeah, today he's got no shoes, so he just can't. He'd rather be carrying him walking around and hurting his feet.
So you have now become Droops Escapes.
Droops Escapes. Yeah, exactly.
What's he done? He's telling us. He said he's going to show us the way.
Yeah, he said he knows the way to Cragmaw Castle.
Not quite.
Or he knows the way to the forest, and he said basically have a look around the forest.
He knows fuck all, basically. He wants to find out. He wants to find one of his mates so he can go. Oh, we'll follow him. He's just betting. He's edging his bet because he thinks the sun comes out my ass.
I've promised him 5 gold, so he doesn't.
And he wants his shoes back.
He wants his shoes back.
Yeah, well,
and
he really likes Justice.
Yeah.
Well, he sees it as Justice is the big scary one that's kind of, in his words, saved him.
I was standing next to a dire wolf at the time, I think.
That's true.
No, because Pock had gone down in the fight. So he saw Pock get killed, and he saw you kind of save everyone. No, it was you that stood over Millicent and saved her, and you're, this big strapping lad in armour and stuff. So
nice, the bear.
I think the main player was it Rudolph? Radolf, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Radolf or Radolf. How you want to pronounce it? Reidoth. Re or Radolf.
Yeah, he. I can't remember exactly who he is, but he is currently in Thundertree and can point us the way to the castle.
He was a druid, wasn't he?
That's right.
Yes, yeah. I should remember that. Yeah,
he is a druid.
He's like a travelling druid type. That the woman in the farm pointed us towards him, didn't she?
That's right.
Yeah.
Your mate Quellin Alderleaf. Yeah. So she said, look, if you're looking for anything, she basically said, when you said about you talking about this castle, she said if you're looking for something and you don't know where it is, my mate Redoff, wink wink, my mate, He knows the lands like the back of his hand. He's a druid, and he'll be able to help you. You've just missed him by like 2 days. He was here, but he's gone off to Thundertree. We don't know why he's gone to Thundertree, because it's a dead town. No. It's all but destroyed. It's abandoned. But
druids, you always find druids hanging around really strange places.
It's
like
what we
cave
do.
entrances.
So you had the kind of choice between going to Thundertree, which you know where that is, but you don't know what's there, or perhaps going and trying to find some wandering goblin kind of patrol, and potentially stalking them, tracking them, or even like ambushing them and interrogating them. That's kind of your two choices at the moment. The only two leads that you've got.
Did we decide on Thundertree in the end?
I think it was a decision you made last week, but it was very
late.
So
we hadn't actually left town yet. We sort of said we're going to get a night's sleep and then
the idea
restock.
was that we would follow that path, but keep hold of the goblin, because the two leads we have are read off or the goblin. So we keep hold of both leads, follow both of them basically. Happens. Yeah. So morning was go to Lion Shield. What's it called? Lion Shield
Costa.
Mm-hmm.
Costa.
As the adventure shop in town to see if you can get some potions.
Potions.
Health potions, yeah. I did want to ask you, Luke, actually, sorry, one quick one. You know when we killed the Nothing and we got the there was a sword, and I don't know if it was when we killed the Nothing or when we found Glassstaff's lair, but we found a scroll, but we never actually looked at what was on the scroll. Do we need to check that out? Would that be wise?
Yeah, I mean, you've got basically a little bit of downtime. So basically, where we left off was you guys going to the inn and having a drink and stuff. So if there's anything like that you want to do, then we'll run through that. Yeah, rather than just role playing the whole evening. So you've got that time of that evening and stuff to look at stuff. So let's. I
want to know what James's sword does.
Yeah, well, I was about to say I want to go through some forms with my sword before bed.
So you've got your sword that you wanted to try to attune to as well. The sword's an easy one. It's the best that you can work out. It's a +1 longsword.
So what does that mean? I'll get a +1 on it.
So you get a +1 to hit, to attack, and a +1 to damage.
Oh right. So okay.
Yeah. So when you roll your d20 to hit something, you roll your d20 plus one plus whatever the rest of your things are. Let me run through the stuff that you got from the redbrand hideout. The scrolls were there you go. Yeah, so there was a scroll in the Nothic's treasure. There was okay. So there's loads of coins and stuff. 2 potions of healing which you've already used, and a scroll. I'm not sure if you would be able to recognise the scroll or not, because none of you are wizards. I'm not quite sure how scrolls work. Whether anybody can just read it and go, whether does it say in, this is a scroll of, or whether or not you need to be a wizard to read it or not.
Are they certain languages, or is it more of a class thing?
A spell scroll bears the words of a single spell written in a mystic cipher. If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast its spell without providing any material components. Otherwise, the scroll is unintelligible. Casting the spell by reading the scroll requires the spell's blah, 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 blah. So I would have to check the spell list to see whether or not you would know it. Let me... so what spellcasters have we got? A...
Druid, a bard, paladin.
I don't think it's a bard spell at all. Druid spells? Nope. I'm fairly certain it's not going to be a paladin spell. So you don't know. It's you can tell that it's written in the magical cipher, being like doctor's handwriting. It's just this unintelligible scroll, and there's lots of like weird algebraic symbols and stuff on there. But you don't know. We don't know what any of it means. You would need to get it taken to some kind of wizard or something to work out.
So it would be worth some coin.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it would be worth.
Anyone dies, come back as a wizard.
Yeah.
Job done.
Basically that's largely it. Last week was just a roleplay one. So you'd cleared out the redbrand's hideout completely. There was a massive ambush set for you as Glassstaff escaped. A couple of you went down. This was all the week before. Then you found Droop. He fainted. He was scared. He swore kind of like a life debt to you. You wandered around in there just to make sure it was empty, and it definitely was. You went back to town. spoke to some people, and that's it. We've covered that, and that's largely
it.
Yeah. So you were told about going to see if you wanted some horses. Someone mentioned horses. You could possibly rent some from a farmer called Darren Edermath, and potentially you could get yourself a couple of potions from the Lion Shield Costers, as they sell general adventuring gear.
We was also told to speak to Sister someone, but she's not around at the minute.
Sister Garielle. Yeah,
that's it. I can't remember who she is or who told us it.
Yeah, Sister Garielle is the cleric in the town from the Shrine of Luck, and no one's seen her in a little while.
Side quest shit,
potentially.
Yeah. You gave me some inspiration before we finished last week. How long does that last?
Until you use it.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm. So before we get into the action, we have all leveled up as well. So do you want to talk about level 3? I think Pock, as a druid, you don't get much at 3rd because you get your core subclass at 2nd.
Yeah, all my core animal stuff I've already got. Some good new spells though.
Yeah.
I've equipped myself with Pass Without a Trace.
Cool.
And Misty Step, which should be fun.
Which one, sorry?
Misty Step.
Oh yeah, cool. Like the short range poofiness out of smoke teleport.
Poofiness.
Yeah. Poofiness, cool. But for the rest of you got to pick your subclasses. I did already introduce you as we discussed probably about a month back now. We started.
Yeah, a while back. Yeah.
Did you go? I'm assuming you went for the swashbuckler.
I went for swashbuckler. Yes, I did.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I got some good little bits on that. Yeah.
So the great thing about the swashbuckler, they're more of a fight build than the kind of thief or assassin type rogue. So the great thing with them is you no longer need to use your bonus action, your cunning action, to disengage. So if you can step into combat and make an attack, and then you get to
slip away without reprisal, apparently.
Yeah, basically slip away without incurring that opportunity attack. So that whole class is built around that 2-weapon fighting we've discussed before. So it frees up your bonus action because you don't need that cunning action anymore, which means you can slip in, make 2 attacks, and then slip out again. The other great thing about it is you also don't... Normal rogues have to either have advantage on the attack roll or have an ally basically within 5 feet of the enemy that you're attacking to get that sneak attack damage. But with the swashbucklers, you don't. You get that sneak attack even if you're the only person. So if you're fighting someone one-on-one, you still get the sneak attack bonus, which is great. So basically, you're now getting that sneak attack every attack.
Nice.
Yeah, so you turn into a real damage dealer. Other than that, I don't think there's much special about the swashbuckler at 3rd.
Just the rakish audacity, which is you can add your charisma modifier to your initiative rolls.
Oh yeah. Make sure you've got that penciled on your sheet because you get a nice boost to your initiative for that. Who wants to go next?
Me.
Go on then.
Oh, go on.
Go on, Escape. So you get to pick your oath as the paladin. So what oath have you gone for?
Well, I swore an oath to Erdlin, who's the god of greed and stuff. God of greed and stuff, I can't remember what the actual name of the class is, but it's basically the defense one.
Right. I thought you was looking at going of the Vengeance, wasn't it? Was it on that one?
Yeah, I think it could be. I'm not really sure. I know that I can tell you what I got from it, though, because I've got my channel divinity, which is basically the action that comes with it. So, which is my oath allows me to feel magical effects with it. Got a couple of cool moves with it. I've got one which is basically a kind of slow. It's a kind of, a slow down for enemies. So if someone's running, and is castable with 60 foot. And the other thing I got, which was nice, which was a Vow of Enmity, which is as a bonus action, you can use your channel divinity to choose a creature within 10 foot and gain advantage on attack rolls for 1 minute.
Oh, nice. So, 10 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. And that coupled with the Hunter's Mark, which is one of the new spells I've got.
Yay, nice.
Which is a really nice one that when an enemy dies, you can transfer the spell onto the next enemy. So it's like
nice.
Yeah,
there's a good it's a ranger trait which is similar, which they can. It's a cantrip I think they get where they can Hunter's Mark I think it's called, and they do the same thing. You can mark somebody, and that gives you just advantage and stuff. And then when they die, you
that's
move
exactly it.
Yeah, it's a good trait.
Yeah, it gives you advantage on all throws against them. Yeah,
that's good.
James, between me and you, I think some of my spells work really nicely with yours.
Yeah.
Like I've got a few that hold people. And that fairy fire that gives advantage. Entangle.
Gives advantage to you.
Those two with a couple of yours. I think we might be all right.
Cool.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, we got a Millicent then.
And then,
So which bardish archetype did you go? What a college, isn't it? Which college did you go for?
I don't know that I picked one, honestly. Let me have a look.
That's a damn. Did you go for? I can't remember what they all are. I've not played a bard, but there's like.
So what? At level 3, I get to choose an archetype. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's called a college. So you pick which college of bargery you belong to.
Oh, maybe I did. Hold on. Maybe I did. College. Sorry, I did. Yeah, College of Love.
Of law.
Oh. No, College of Law.
Okay.
I was going to say that sounds like the shittest advantage in this game.
I don't know what it means at all, but College of Law. I think that might be something to do with the investigation.
So that's where you get you. So it says here, I've got it in front of me. So bards of the College of Law know something about most things, collecting bits of knowledge from sources as diverse as scholarly tomes and peasant tales. Whether singing folk ballads or in taverns or elaborate compositions in royal courts, these bards use their gifts to hold audiences spellbound. When the applause dies down, the audience members might find themselves questioning everything they held to be true, from their faith in the priesthood of the local temple to their loyalty to the king. So you're a politician. So
I chose that because I get to bump 3 stats and I got cutting words as well.
That's right. Yeah, so you've got
fucking awesome
proficiency in an extra 3 skills and cutting words.
What's the cutting words?
Cutting words is as a reaction when a creature that's not immune to being charmed that I can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll. I can expend 1 bardic inspiration to reduce that creature's roll.
Ooh.
So I can say, right, roll a d6 and take that off your roll. So, but also as an RP point, it's basically me saying something so nasty to them that they whiff their shot, which is sounds really funny to me.
It's
like vicious mockery.
In terms of gameplay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like vicious mockery, but in the moment, in the actual action. So it sounds fun. Sorry, I'd forgotten. We leveled up so long ago. In my defense,
it literally was about a month ago that we thought. Oh, I said to you guys, right, you're going to be leveling up next session, and then it just that one session turned into like a 3-week combat.
Yeah,
we're very thorough.
Okay, all right. So was there anything else you wanted to know that you guys, any kind of background information you guys may have been discussing in character sort of throughout the evening that you kind of want to montage through?
Yeah, I found out. I was talking to Pock, sitting having a drink and a thing, and I found out that he actually used to work in Neverwinter at an orphanage.
I did. I left Thundertree after the collapse and the volcano going off, and I went and taught an orphanage for 30 years in Neverwinter. And it turns out, I know, it turns out Scapes was one of my students many moons ago. I've no idea how old Pock is. Not really.
But I think I was below. I was kind of like about 4 to 7, so it's kind of foggy in my memory. But
me too.
I do remember him. And we have a little talk about people who used to be there, and talk about lame Trappist with his dodgy leg and love of pancakes or whatever. I don't know. So now I trust him more. I trust him now.
Excellent.
I trust him now.
Yeah.
I don't get to pay taxes. I forgot about that.
There you go. You get off.
I think from what I remember, Luke gave us the opportunity to talk about it on the way to Phandalin once we all got in the horsing cart, and we just completely ignored
it.
It. Yeah.
Just like
they spent the whole journey looking at each other out the corner of their eyes going, I swear I know you.
I know that geezer.
Also, actually, on that note, now I remember my backstory and what happened in Thundertree. The reason I left Thundertree was because there was a plague of zombies. It's probably worth mentioning because I don't know how long zombies hang around for.
Well, yeah.
Oh. 30, how long ago was it you were there? 30 years?
I went to teach in Neverwinter for 30 years. I mean, I don't know if this works out because this is just what I've made up. So this could be wrong in terms of the lore of D&D.
But undeads, I'm pretty shit hot. So
that you are.
Okay.
might be worth asking before we leave if anyone has heard of anything coming from Thundertree.
Like, what do you know about Thundertree? I'll give you some background information.
This is providing I'm correct.
Yeah, no, that was a good thing to tell us.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thundertree. There's zombies there.
I just read it on my character sheet and I went, oh, probably best mention that.
You're going to get there and you're going to be like, oh, shit, I didn't mention it.
Oh, yes, zombies.
Yeah, so basically it comes back to the overall adventure kind of background story. One of the things that's mentioned in the intro, I think, about 30 years ago, this area of the world went to shit when Mount Hotenail, which is just north of or inside, but just north inside the Neverwinter Forest, it's been dormant for centuries, maybe longer. It just randomly erupted. No one saw it come. No one knew it was going to happen. The tremors that it sent out through the area basically all but destroyed Neverwinter, opened up a massive cavern inside Neverwinter to the abyss and the Underdark underneath. Destroyed half of the town, killed the royal family, and fucked shit up. And so Neverwinter, which used to be known as the Jewel of the North, is now only just recovering as Lord Neverember, who is currently the open lord of Waterdeep from the south, has come up. He has basically traced his lineages back to an ancient king of Neverwinter, which is why his name is Neverember, because it's a branch off of the family line, and he's now running a relief mission up there to kind of build it back up. But also at the same time, Thundertree, which was a small village really just on the outskirts of the Neverwinter Forest, was completely destroyed. Massive ash cloud just overran it and choked out the town from the eruption, and a lot of people left. But then following that, what the ash cloud also brought with it was a plague of undead, of zombies, basically strange zombies. So anybody that wasn't kind of killed were all kind of ran off to Neverwinter, and then from there most people from Neverwinter all went south basically, and pilgrimaged off because it wasn't safe up there. The people that remained, who were true, kind of loyal to the town and the city rather, stuck behind. Like your characters basically, we decided were all kind of true, kind of stuck around in Neverwinter to help the relief mission over the past 30 years. Bird worked for the mercenaries that were kind of there. Millicent grew up there on the whatever doing escapes as well, and then Pock was running the orphanage and stuff like that. And it's only now that Neverember's come back and he's brought with him an official force. You guys have all been kind of left out of a job. There's no need for you anymore, which is why you started this adventure, was because now you're no longer needed in Neverwinter. You've been put out of a job by Neverember and his forces. So you went on this jaunty. So yeah, you would absolutely know. You would have been one of the survivors of Thundertree that was just pushed out by this plague of zombies.
So the question is whether it remains in that state, or whether what Lord Never remember. So take that song, isn't it? Yeah. Remember. Whether he's had a bit of a tidy up and a sort out.
If these efforts have come down this far, basically.
Yeah. What was trying to find the name. Radoff. What was his job? Do we really get much description as to? He's
kind of, if you're familiar with the Tolkien sort of Middle Earth and Lord of the Rings world at all.
Nope.
have you seen the Hobbit films? I know they were crap, but have you seen them?
No, okay. Unfortunately not.
All right, so basically he's a druid.
If you could relate any characters in the future just to The Office, that would be great.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Sean will get that.
The problem with that is that I've only ever watched like one episode of The Office and I never liked it. However, I do remember from...
It's still Martin Freeman, I suppose.
GCSE Science, I do remember, Sean, that you did a wicked impersonation of Ricky Gervais and the dance that he did.
Yeah, I think I did it in our drama play. We did bounces together. Yeah. I think I crammed it in bounces.
Yeah. No. Anyway, okay. So basically, his job is he's just a wanderer. He looks after the land. So he's kind of just making sure that everything, or that nature remains in balance. Really, that's his main job. So
he could be on some sort of relief mission himself, or
it's a bit like Chris Packham.
I had to think for a second.
I really hope that we meet him and he rolls his R's. Please let him roll his R's.
That's not hard because I've got a funny R anyway.
I was going to say that anyway.
Life.
I think your luck might be in, Lise.
I just have to do my best kind of like, Jonathan Ross impression. Funny eyes.
Wibble wobble.
Weed off.
Weed off.
Weed off. Hi guys.
I love that. That's amazing.
Right.
So
I don't know if that changes our plan, but I mean, it sounds interesting.
Well, we want to get halted, don't we?
We're going their own way.
Potions and horses, please.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go to... Yeah, where are we going first?
Okay, so the morning comes about. You have a night of drinking and celebrating. You're kind of heroes in the town. The few remaining red brands that hadn't been wiped out, you left some kind of tied up and stuff. But when everyone went looking for them, that they've gone. The reports that people saw them kind of just of literally running out of town.
Sweet.
Yeah, so everyone's a little bit concerned about that, but they're going to hold an emergency town meeting. The Lion Shield Costa is going to... Because there's also the weapons cache that you guys found underneath the Chester Manor.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've kind of taken that on, not to sell, but they're going to supply a town and train up, because that's what the Lion Shield Costas do, is they supply mercenaries and stuff with equipment. So they're going to help train Halia Thornton, I think her name was, that runs the Miners Exchange. She's got contacts as well. So she said, right, look, she works for an organisation, and she's got contacts with all of the miners and prospectors and everything in the area. So she's going to get she's going to get some people to come in to and again, it's exactly what the Lord's Alliance, what Sildar and what Iano was originally supposed to have done, was set up a military presence in the town to keep it protected. So they're going to sort all of that out. You spend the night kind of partying, drinking, resting up, kind of nursing your wounds. Morning comes around, I suppose. So where do you go?
Should we grab the potions first?
Yeah, can we get these on great? Like we done them the right lemon, didn't we? Really? Like, surely we should get these horses and these potions for free.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
I don't disagree, but I'm just going to say that Sildar gave us a bunch of cash.
He did
to fund this journey.
That's our cash.
Well, second,
I will, no comment.
We could just intimidate these people into giving us their fucking horses. But I
mean, bear in mind, we need to go back into the place we had just the worst time. The Lion Shield Costa. That's where the potions are. Is that right?
Yes.
We've already wound them up by trying to blackmail them. No, or hold hostage their own gear.
Thank you very much.
Well, Millicent did it. Millicent tried to blackmail them.
No, that's not what happened. Mate, I'm going to wait outside.
No, cool. We'll pay for stuff and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so
let's less of the chaotic, more of the good for a bit.
Cool.
Okay.
So you get up in the morning, you have your breakfast and stuff, and you head down to the Lion Shield Costa, which is just the bottom of the town square, basically opposite the inn where you're at, across the square. When it opens, opens sort of mid-morning, and they're doing, they're counting stock of all of the equipment they've got from Chester Manor, and you can see already there's a small posse of people out there who are trying out equipment, and there's a few people there who are kind of showing them basic moves and things like that. So it's a very small bit of training going on in the kind of courtyard just outside there. She sees you come over, and she's like, heroes of the hour, what can I do for you this morning?
What are your shoes like?
Let me see your trainers.
She's wearing sort of like medium type armor, so she's the kind of stuff that you would wear under plate mail, if you know what I mean. So she's got thick leather on and stuff like that, and she's got leather braces and stuff around, but she's just got some kind of good old medieval boots. If you want.
I don't think we're going to be stealing these at the moment.
Let's not steal these. Potions. How many? You got any healing potions, love?
Ooh, healing potions.
Yeah. Did I stutter?
Not the kind of thing that I would normally deal with. Deal more with arms and things like that. You'd really want to talk to Sister Garielle, but she's not been here for a while. Let me see. I might have a couple, but they're not. They'll be from my personal stock. Let me go and have a look out back.
We'll reward you handsomely for them.
Who's tapping?
Oh, sorry, that's me, because that's me getting into character.
Are you doing character? Sorry.
Yeah, kind of like, sorry.
It is tapping, actually.
Oh, no, is that just me? Or is that...
So yeah, she pops back into her shop and then she comes out. She comes back out and she's got these 2 potions. This is here. I normally don't sell these. As I say, this is more for kind of personal use. You never know what's going to happen around here. But
we sorted that problem out though. So
that you did. And the town apparently does owe you a debt of favour. So, and I've been thinking about our last interaction as well. And you said about you came across some of my wares in a cave.
We did.
Perhaps if you could just mark that on a map for me, and I'm going to get some people to go and investigate. And then what I'll do for you, as you have done us all a favour here in Phandalin, I'll allow you to have these at cost instead of a full retail price that another shop would charge you.
Very kind of you. Thank you very much.
And how much
Very
is
nice.
that?
Well, I mean, I paid 50 gold pieces for these.
50 gold pieces
Each.
each. You got mugged off.
To be fair, it's the going price of a healing potion. It's what I paid for it. I'm not making any profit from this. I'm letting you have this because you've.
I didn't realise it was so expensive.
Yeah,
and how many? How many do you have, sir? Just the 2. Is there any way?
Touching himself, we don't need them usually.
Is there anyone that could possibly that works with sister? What do you call it? Maybe we could still access some of her potions.
No, so she brews them herself. She's the only cleric in the town. She brews them herself, but she nobody really knows. She just disappeared probably about 10 days ago.
How much money have we got?
We've got 414 gold, 310 silver, and 627 copper. So we're flush.
Yeah,
I say
we've got to get horses too. 10
silver to a gold, 10 copper to a silver. So 100 copper to a gold, and 10 silver to a gold. So you're minted.
Okay. Let's take him.
Roll me.
We've got friend.
So who was it that got all shocked at the price? That was Skates, wasn't it?
Me.
Roll me a persuasion.
-9.
Did it roll it?
Nope.
Yeah, 9.
Oh,
wait, no.
Yay!
3 total.
The second one, I got a natural 20. Got clicked it twice by accident.
You got a natural 1 and then a natural 20.
Did he get advantage by any chance?
Wow. Shame that doesn't count for nothing.
Yeah, I think just your rude tone was a little bit shocking, and but you did kind of piss her off yesterday as well, guys. So she looks at you, she was like, "No, yes, really, that much. Yeah. That's how much I paid for them. I mean, if it's how much you would pay at a shop. I'm not trying to rip you off. If you don't want them, then fine. I appreciate everything.
Don't make me intimidation check you. Check your privilege. Yeah, we should pay for these.
Done.
Just mark 100 gold off and give yourselves 2.
100 gold off and 2 healing potions.
I nearly used charm person then.
You could have done.
No, I want to. Does anyone think about pitting away spells during game roleplay?
Does anyone particularly want to?
We've got the money. We not stuck, are we? I suppose.
To be fair, it's a common complaint with 5th edition D&D. There's very little to spend your money on. So you might as well
spend it while we can.
Yeah.
We're going to be dead soon anyway.
That's the spirit.
So, does anyone particularly want to
tokens for new?
If only you could trade your in-game gold in for D&D Beyond books.
Your character traits and subclasses.
As I say,
does anyone in particular want to have a healing potion?
No, I think you might as well keep hold of them, eh? And we all got some heal.
Any particular equipment that you guys want. So when your characters have all got the basic starting
Ball
equipment
bearings.
in terms of
Ball bearings.
Yeah.
Is there any bags of ball bearings? Because they come in notoriously handy in other adventures.
Basically, we'll montage some shopping. If you can't get something here, you can get it from Barthen's Provisions. Barthen's Provisions basically sells everything that's in the kind of shopping list in the book up to a value of 25 gold pieces. So yes, you can probably get some ball bearings. It's just a case of working out what they cost, which I doubt is much.
And Barthen's not got any extra healing potions, has he?
No, only up to 25 gold pieces, so he doesn't sell.
Yeah, cheap ones.
I think weapons-wise, there's not much going on my end.
No,
I'm quite happy with what I've got weapons-wise.
So,
just like spell components and shit.
You get ball bearings. You get a bag of 1,000 ball bearings for a gold piece.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we'll have a bag of that.
Okay.
So, I was thinking, in terms of your weapon and armor. I don't know how much, did you want to upgrade any of that? Like, if you've just got basic leather, did you want to upgrade to, studded or anything?
Where is the armour on the sheet?
So,
can I upgrade?
If you've got the money for it.
Why not?
Well, what you've got? What would I upgrade to? Because I'm already wearing
You're wearing
heavy
chain,
armor.
yeah?
I mean, this is like the scene in Pretty Woman where she goes shopping.
Beautiful.
I can't wait for this.
So it depends what you want.
They tell you you're not good enough for studded metal armor.
As long as you're
I'm
proficient.
wearing chainmail.
You're wearing chainmail, so that gives you
AC 16, strength 13, and stealth. The crap stealth.
Yeah, so you're wearing chainmail, which is armor class 16. From there, you got splint mail for 200. So splint mail will give you an AC of 17.
Is that worth it to us guys? Because once I've got that, I've got an armor class of 20.
What's your?
Is that worth it really? Because I've got 19.
Have you got 19? You should only have 18.
No, because I've got a shield, haven't I?
Yeah, that gives you +2. So if you're wearing chainmail, that's 16. +2 is 18.
Well, it's saying I've got 19. On here, there must be a reason for it.
Unless you're
wearing... Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Armored bonus. Oh, from my fighting style, I get one.
You get +1 for your fighting style. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Where do I find out what armor I'm wearing?
What's your dexterity modifier, Escapes?
Equipment.
My dex. Oh, it's crap, I think. Let me see.
I think is it just leather? It just says leather.
-1.
Oh, leather armor. Yeah.
So you wouldn't benefit because you might have benefited from going down to medium armor. Because with medium armor, you get a lower AC, but then you get to add on a dex bonus, so you could actually work out higher. But no. So yeah, I mean, you can go 200 gold pieces would only give you a +1. That's whether you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth our money, is it?
No.
Really.
Anybody else? Depending on what you've got already.
I'd like to look at armor.
So what?
Where is the armor?
So you need to be proficient in it. So it should be on your character sheet in your equipment.
I've got armor proficiencies: light, medium, shields.
Cool. So that means that you're proficient in shields, medium armor, and light armor. So at the moment, you're probably wearing basic leather.
I think it just says leather in my treasure or equipment list.
That's the one. So again, that would give you your basic AC is 11 plus your dexterity modifier, but you could upgrade. Hide armor, so so hide armor is 12 plus dex. You could get a chain shirt for 13 plus dex. Scale mail even, which is 14 plus dex, but you would get disadvantage on stealth rolls. So there's some options there for you. Depends on how much you want.
I'm a 13 at the minute. So how much is the? What was the second one you said? So it was like
a chainmail, just a shirt rather than a full suit. A chainmail shirt with 50 gold pieces, and it will give you an AC of 13 plus your dexterity modifier.
So 15 total.
The only thing, I just want to check this is going to be a fantastic podcast episode. I do apologize, but I think there is something in the classes for druids. I don't know if you're allowed to wear metal armor based on your class.
I'm not. No, you're right. Sorry. No metal.
It's like QVC D&D.
I'll put the QVC theme under
the Zirconian.
Yeah, that's it. So druids will not wear armor or use shields made of metal. So you can't get these. You could get hide. No. So that would give you. So hide armor gives you 12 plus your dex. So I think at the moment you're running at 11 plus dex. So hide will give you 12 plus dex. So I'll give you an extra one.
An extra point. How much is that?
10 gold pieces.
Oh, it's nothing.
We can afford it.
All right, just to give me another point.
Throw it on. It makes you look so slim.
Yeah, it's really good on you. It makes you look taller.
Yeah, and I don't seem to have any armor written down in my equipment.
You naked?
You should have.
I am armor proficiency is light, so
yeah, it's just light.
Yeah,
because you're a rogue.
I don't have anything in
find
there.
Your original character.
Go for it. I can't find anything in the equipment page. Leather armor. Okay.
Yeah. So
what can I upgrade or?
If you're only proficient in light, weapons, crossbow, armor proficiency light, then you could go up to studded leather, which will give you 12 plus your dex. That's,
Kinky.
That's 45 gold pieces, though.
Do you guys mind if I get some sexy studded leather armor?
As long as we'll stay alive a little bit longer, that's fine.
Yeah. Can I have some studded leather armor as well?
Absolutely, you can. Another 45, but you can have that as well.
So,
might as well. There isn't really much to spend your money on, is there?
No, exactly.
No, definitely. Yeah.
What did I get?
You went for the hide armor, which gives you a new AC of 12 plus your dexterity modifier to a maximum of +2. So if your dex so you'll be running at 14 now.
Okay, so what am I running at now, Luke? Sorry,
studded leather 12 plus your dexterity modifier, and there's no cap on that one. So if you've got a dexterity modifier of +4, then you will get 12 + 4. So it all depends on your dex mod.
5 + 5.
Shut up! You've got +9 dex.
Somewhere up there. I don't think you'll be able to do it. It says dexterity +5.
+3. Dexterity, you've got a dexterity of 17, which gives you +3.
Where am I looking? Sorry.
You're looking at your saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the saving throw.
Next to that, on the left, there's dexterity, big number, 17, and then +3. So with your studded leather, that will give you an AC of 15.
AC of 15, okay. It's not much better, but hey ho.
Well, even 1 point is worth it, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Quick question.
Yeah.
Those numbers that you just said down the side, the big numbers with the little pluses in them.
Yes.
Do they ever change when we level up?
They can.
They can.
Level. So I think it's 4th level. You'll get a 4th level. You get the opportunity to put them up.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. What about you? Basically, I allowed you to take weapons for free last week from the cache that you found. So, if there's anything there you wanted, you can do so. Or any other kind of things at all, anything particular that you think might come in handy. You should all have your basic packs, which will contain ropes and things like that. But
yeah,
I think I'm good.
So you pod it around town for a little bit. So Linene, whatever faces the line should cost her, she sorts you out at the studded level. But when it comes to the hide, she's like, oh, not really kind of thing that I deal with. But I tell you what, if you head over to the tanner just round the corner, we've got like a hunter and stuff in town. His name is Frederick. He'll sort you out. He'll be able to sort you out some stuff down there. And you head down there, and he's like this a bit of a weird job, isn't it? Really, a tanner, like a hunter, a tanner, like somebody whose entire livelihood is around skinning and drying out animals,
smelling
skins.
the piss.
And it stinks a bit, and according to horrible histories, they used to tan in shit. Yeah, there's
in piss.
In piss. That's where piss
urine,
poor. That's where the phrase piss poor comes from. For piss poor is because you used to sell your piss to the local tanners. So it proper stinks in there, but you go in and he kind of fits you out, and he's like, yeah, I can get you some levers, and he goes, we'll just strap one around here, and he kind of measures it around you and just gives you some stitches and stuff, and it's like, if you're in there for about an hour while he just kind of fits you up and stuff, and you're only little as well, so it doesn't take too long to do that.
Does he cup when he goes up the left leg?
He does, yeah. As he goes up.
Joey's tail did a bad thing.
Yeah, brilliant. And then, so what's next? You want to go see Darren Edemath?
Some GGs.
Yeah, brilliant. So Darren Edemath lives just on the outskirts of town. He's got an orchard and like a farmer, an orchard, and basically he also rears horses as well. He makes it like a bit on the side because again, like prospectors and miners who comes here, they hire horses from him to go into the town and stuff like that. So when you walk up there and find him, let me just see if there's anything interesting.
We should have bought horse food. We can get it from him.
Yeah, that's fine. It will be included in there. Yeah, so when you go up there, he's basically that you can see people in the field kind of like picking the apples and kind of running around, and then there's a couple of people like cleaning out stables and things, and he's just kind of directing people and stuff like that. And he sees you coming up. And, ha ha! You must be the local adventurers who have come to town and saved the day from those horrible redbrands. Well met, Darren Edemath, at your service.
Lovely to meet you, Darren Edemath. We are in the market for some your finest horses to get us all the way to Thundertree, please.
Well, it's a long way to go. Thundertree, eh? What's up there these days? That town's been desolate for about 3 decades now.
Oh,
I was part of the relief up there when it all went to all hell up there. I was part of the relief force back in my old adventuring days myself with the Order of the Gauntlet. But what takes you up there?
Do you happen to know if the zombies are still there?
Oh, they were scary. Not like any kind of zombies that I'd ever seen. There's all burnt and scarred, which of course is not to be, if how the body dies and gets resurrected. But the strangest thing about them, of course, is that when you attacked them, when you fought them, they themselves turned to ash, just disintegrated. And I tell you what, you be careful you don't get any of that on you. You will not like the effects. But
what are the effects?
Just makes you a bit unwell.
Oh,
what I remember.
Right. I was going to say, there's no time for ambiguity.
Anyway, are they still there? Well, I don't know. I imagine their food source must have died out years ago, unless they were, just eating on wildlife. But 30 years, zombies, unless they're slain, go on forever, I suppose. Perhaps best to tread carefully anyway. Never winter woods as dangerous areas anyway.
Well, you didn't do too well then back in the day, but that's not a problem. Horses.
Yes.
Can we have some?
Yeah, absolutely. Can. Yes. Horses. So yeah, I can hire them for you. Absolutely. Let me just have a look in the old player's handbook here, see if I can find out a price for you. But definitely we can come to some kind of arrangement. I am sure they cannot be that expensive. Okay. So what kind of thing you're looking for? A donkey or mule to carry a load, or
we need something
draft horse, riding horse? Unfortunately, no war horses up here, but a pony perhaps for the little one. Yes, we've got some of them. Unfortunately, no elephants or camels.
How much for 4 quarters?
We'll have a few riding horses.
Let's have a look. Let's just have a look at this. So, a horse, just a riding horse, it says is, I reckon 75 gold pieces.
Oh, that's not so bad. Have we got that?
To buy one?
Yeah, we've
not. That's. I mean, it seems a lot, doesn't it? Because 5 gold pieces is actually a lot of fucking money. But I can't feed.
Oh, is that to buy or hire?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
I suppose you have a finance option. Do you?
Does Pock really need a horse? I mean, he's tiny.
Well, I can be a horse. Is the other thing? I could be a horse and take one of us.
You could be a horse.
So we technically just need to buy 2 horses, providing we short rest before anything kicks off.
That's what, 150?
Yeah.
So yeah, for two horses, we'll say, because that does seem like quite a lot.
Yeah, if we're buying 4, we should get a discount anyway.
Yeah, I mean you can
just in case Pock wants to talk,
We just put a deposit down and get the money back at the end.
So I would say probably to rent it's going to be a lot less than that. So we'll call it. I don't know. I mean, how long will you be renting? Would you like to hire these horses for?
Oh, a couple of days.
Yeah, we could be gone. Anything up to a couple of days.
Just nipping around the block.
Yeah.
No, I mean, all serious. Probably going to be 2-3 weeks.
Right. Okay. But there's a deposit just in case you don't come back. That's the thing, So we'll call it 20 gold pieces deposit per horse, and then a gold piece per day up front to go on top of that as well. So if you're going to say, we'll say, I tell you what, how many horses do you want?
10 days?
2 horses, did you say?
Yeah, am I being a horse? Is that what we're doing?
You can only wild shape for 2 hours a day per short rest.
That's a good point.
So, and just in case we get ambushed and stuff.
Yeah, I would say
that.
Let's fuck that up.
It's under a one-er, isn't it?
Yeah, so if we say, if you take the deposit for, I'll do you a deal. 3 horses, let's score it an even 50 gold pieces deposit instead of the 60. And then if you want a 10-day on the horses, then you can take gold piece a day per horse. So that would be an extra 30 gold on top. So 80 gold. But what you, of course, is if you bring the horses back early, yeah, is that right?
It's free.
Yeah, then if you bring the horses back early, of course, then you get the deposit back, and I'll also give you back the difference as well. So if you only have them for 5 days, that's fine.
Well, we're only getting 3 horses then. What's that? Pock's going to jump on the back?
No, 4 horses.
Oh, right. Oh, brilliant.
That's for 4. Yeah, we've been charging us for 3.
Oh, excellent. What a nice young man. Or old man.
What a lovely guy. I think that's
I calculated that completely wrong because I was only assuming the 3 go the 3. So
well, that's fine. We'll take it. Deal. Shall shake his hand. Good man.
Yeah, we'll call it 80 gold pieces up front, and if you bring them back early, then you can have the difference as well.
Okay.
Beautiful.
80 gold pieces. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark that off.
So 60 of that is just a deposit that you'll get back.
So
50 of that is deposit that you get back, and then 30 is for the rental, and if for 10 days, and if you bring it back early, then you'll get the refund.
Get that back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon we could sell them for 50 each.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can see, can't we? I mean, we could just come back and run this guy through. So don't worry.
In worst case scenario, we'll just kill him.
Yeah.
I you're saying this after we've left.
Yeah. This is just running through our head.
Did any of you want to roll some kind of history check on?
I was about to ask him if he knew anything of Radoff as well. If that's where you were going with that.
That funny little fella, he comes into town every now and then, always pops in, talks to the horses, and literally, I mean, he'll talk to the horses, neighs at them and everything. Funny fellow, no. Hey, he's all right, good friend, a good fellow, but no, much more than that, no, not really, but I think he means well. Yeah. 5 history, Millicent. Nothing, that's fine. Does anybody else want to roll history for me? Oh, yeah, lovely. So just because anyone he mentions the Order of the Gauntlet that he used to be a part of, just for your own benefit. Yeah. The Order of the Gauntlet is a devout and vigilant group that seeks to protect others from the depredations of evildoers. The Order is always vigilant, ready to smite evil, enforce justice, and enact retribution against any who try to subjugate or harm others. They're basically a famous order of knights, to be fair, as well. Is they're kind of like who you call in when there's real evil shit going down and you can't take care of yourself.
Well, I don't suppose you still have any contact yourself with this Order of the Gauntlet that you spoke of a little while ago. Are you still a member? Are you still in touch with the old boys?
Yep. Well, I mean, yeah, actually, I've got some stories to tell you, absolutely. Am I still a member? Technically, yeah, an honorary member, of course. I mean, it's an oath that you swear for life, but and if they ever called on me, of course, I would do my duty, but I've done my fair share adventuring in my time.
How would we go about enlisting their help? Yeah, sorry, go on.
Sorry, I was just going to do a sneaky insight check to make sure he wasn't bullshitting.
Yeah, bragging.
Because he's like out in the middle of nowhere, he could just be saying shit.
Are you proficient in? No, you're not at +1, are you?
No.
Is okay. Is anybody proficient in insight?
Oh yes, I am.
No, intelligent wisdom. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll it?
No, just tell me what your score is if you're proficient in it.
It's +3.
Yeah, so you would have a natural 13 anyway, which is no better. Okay. So with a 13, you seem like he's on the up and up. He's not an old man, he's in his 60s, but he's still very well, very fit for his age. He's kind of that kind of thing of a good representation for him from a movie.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I was just about to say that.
No, probably not.
Oh, you really?
I'm thinking more.
Yeah, I
more
just watched a
like,
Friends episode of him in it.
the guy who's in. I think the only thing I can think of that he's in is the Roundhouse. Patrick Swayze. He's kind of like mentor, the old dude.
Oh, yeah,
The guy,
Roadhouse.
yeah.
Wait, Patrick Swayze's very young in Roadhouse.
Not Patrick Swayze, his mentor, his mate,
No.
who's like grey
Oh.
silver. He's a silver fox, and he's been silver for like 30 years.
Oh, the guy with the tash.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah,
Think him,
man.
basically. So he
Yeah.
looks good for his age, you know.
Does he look a little bit like the guy in the meme?
In the what?
Never mind. Don't worry.
I know what you mean. Well, balls out the bath on this one, but I don't suppose you fancy one last adventure, do you? We could definitely use the help of you and your order at some point along there. We're off to defeat the Black Spider, and I've heard he's quite a nice, nasty bastard.
The Black Spider sounds like a villain worthy of any quest, but no, alas, no. As I say, my adventuring days are over. But I mean, if there is trouble about, I will always, you know, if I feel it's worthy, then I will report back. But it you know, unfortunately, there's no mobile telephones in this world, so I or Facebook, you know, so I would have to write by hand and send that by Raven. So it would take
don't bother, it's
a few
fine.
days for anybody to get back. But certainly, I will definitely take that on board and perhaps put some feelings out there. But thank you very much.
Is there a particular place where the Order of the Gauntlet resides or works from?
Well, wherever there's trouble,
Excellent.
wherever there's a shadow looming and evil to be sought out and destroyed.
Okie doke.
Cool. Well, shall we head to
Fuck
Thundertree?
off. Yeah.
Do it.
Cool. All right, so you set off. Right, so we're probably you faffed around in the morning, so it's probably, you know, just gone midday.
By the way, I was talking about the I don't always meme.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I
Oh,
suppose. Yeah, different guy, but a similar kind of look. Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
Silver Fox, kind of like old dude.
Yeah,
But it's
That,
like
that guy was in the the film about the guy who killed Hitler and the Yeti or something.
That sounds
It's like-
insane.
Is that the same film?
don't know.
No, it was like literally. It came out last year, and it was like the weirdest title for a film, and it sounds like it should have been amazing, but apparently it was shit.
Let me find his name. It's IMDb. Let's have a look.
that
So
must
I
be
know.
massive.
I think most recently he's in like a sitcom on Netflix with the guy from that 70s show, whatever his fucking name is.
That's it. The man that killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. That's the name of the film.
Yeah, that does ring a bell.
Yeah,
actually.
Sam Elliott. That's the guy.
That's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh.
With a title like that.
So, all right, yeah, Sam Elliott. I'm not going to like
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, we can
And
see
he's
that.
looked like that for 30 years. He just hasn't
Yeah.
aged.
I think the only other film
Like
I've seen
Tom
him is a film
Selleck's
called
dad.
Blue Jean Cop back in the 80s or the it's 90s.
Yeah,
and
I think he was bigger in the 80s and early 90s. The
Yeah.
Ranch, that's the one. He's in The Ranch on Netflix. Did the voice of Trusty in the Lady of Tramp remake. He's in A Star Is Born.
Just look at Sam Elliott's IMDb now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am,
Yeah.
basically. Sam Elliott. Couple of episodes of Parks and Recreation. A voice in The Good Dinosaur. So he's not really done anything massive.
Oh, he is in Parks and Rec. Doesn't he play like Ron? He plays Ron's like best friend, but then also nemesis. Does anyone watch Parks and Rec? Or is it just me?
No, I've
Yeah.
not
I've never seen
I
it.
just know it's big, yeah, no, I've not watched it. Yeah, he was in 2003 Hulk.
He was in a film with Peter Weller. That was it. It was called Blue Jean Cop over here, but it was called Shakedown. I don't know if you can't really see it. With Peter Weller of RoboCop fame.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But it was called Blue Jean Cop here for some reason. I don't
Right.
know.
I bet them dudes are at Helms Hold. It's kind of on the way to Thundertree.
Right, okay. So basically, there you go. Anyway,
Getting back on track there.
So,
Let's adventure.
Excellent
let's
work.
do some
We always
adventure.
go off on a tangent, don't we?
This is it. Okay, so we discussed it a little bit last week. You're going to be looking at some time to get there. If you were to go
We was going to make a beeline, weren't we, rather than the road?
Yeah, so you can do that, kind of. 62 miles, it reckons. Call it 60, and you can travel at 24 a day. So it's going to take you 2.5 days, or you could take the safe route, which will take a little bit longer.
We were going to take the quick route, weren't we, last week? I think we agreed on. So
yeah.
It'll take you the difference like 3 days or 5 days. Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
The point is, if we've got Droopy, that do come across a roving party of goblins, then he will be able.
We're being slagged off in the Twitch chat. With respect, this session is going snail's pace. Agreed.
Oh no.
Yeah. To be fair, we have been pissing about.
Sorry.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that's kind of what happens in D&D sometimes, So
sometimes you got to shop.
Yeah, this is it. Cool.
Cool. Let's just go play.
So you ride. You leave off. It's probably about midday and stuff. Grab yourself one last meal before you go. Sun's looking all right as you travel on the first day, and you're making some good time. The weather's all right. You have to kind of go through some thicket. If you remember when you were initially kind of had to cut up to Cragmaw Castle, you're on the outskirts of the forest for a couple of miles there, so it does slow you down a little bit, and you would probably decide from that, because it's thickening out, you'd come a little bit out, so it's so that you're not quite as densely packed. And you do about, like I said, do your half a day and you stop for rest. That's the first day. Nothing really exciting happens. I say it's nice weather. It's sunny. You travel around it and you get up there. You're going to do watches and stuff on the first night?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So first watch, second watch, third watch.
I'll tell you what. What that would be.
Who's got dark vision?
Yeah.
Me and Vincent.
I haven't got dark vision.
I have as well.
So if we start with scapes to start, if it's just getting dark,
yeah,
good idea.
And then we'll take it from there.
Can I also fashion? I heard that I can fashion a little thing that tells me what the weather's going to be like in this place in the future. I think it's like a little tinderbox thing. I can make a little weather guesser.
What the weather's going to be like.
I just want to see what the weather's like in the next 24 hours.
So looking at the stars and stuff in the night and on the horizon, you feel the wind. You do think that there may be a storm brewing.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know what to do with that information, but I thought it was worth knowing. Just really clamp down the tents. There's fuck all else I can do, really. I'll use produce flame to give us a little campfire. Get that on the go.
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
I'll take. I don't mind taking second watch after escapes. It's fine.
Okay.
Can I get a few animals to be lookouts for us, or is that beyond my remit?
That's probably beyond your remit. Yeah.
I'll cut that out of the podcast.
So first watch. Escapes. It's dark. Yeah. It's miserable. It's cold. You can feel that wind picking up. Nothing much happens for a couple of hours, but the clouds are coming. Second watch. Brr. So at some point, Escapes wakes you up and tells you, come, Fatty, your turn. He picks you up. You get yourself some kind of coffee or whatever, and you sit by, and then you kind of walk around and have a look around. Roll me a perception.
14,
lovely. So you hear some kind of rustling.
I've got a +3 on that, sorry.
17 overall, cool.
17,
yeah, so you do hear some kind of rustling around, and but you go, kind of keep your ear out. You go and step a little bit forward. You got dark vision as a dwarf. You have, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And you realise that there's just like some kind of weird D&D night creature, like a badger or something, just sees you and then scarpers off.
Badger worm.
Nothing else much more exciting than that happens in your shift. Who's
amazing?
Me. Yeah. Oh, you go.
Lovely. So, what? How long are you doing shifts each? 2, 3 hours, 4 hours?
4 hours, I would have thought.
No,
that's far too long. Yeah, 3.
It's like 3, yeah.
2 or 3 hours. So let's say that you guys just camped up and you had some dinner and stuff around 6 shifts, and then maybe you guys thought, well, we've got a long old way ahead. So after a bit of talking, you start drifting off to sleep around 9ish. So let's call it early hours of the morning now, sort of 2ish, 2, 3 in the morning. Okay. Again, roll me a perception.
Oh, 9.
Again, half elf night vision. Yeah. So you've got you see that camp there going on, and everything seems fine. You know, you maybe had a joke with Burr when he got you up, and you was like, "Oh, anything happened at all?" He's like, "Oh, I saw a badger, but that's about all." And you're like, "Oh, right, yeah." So how do you kind of picture that you're going to be running your turn? You know, what kind of stuff would you get out to? Walking around? Would you sit, climb a tree?
I'd circle perimeter check basically.
Yeah.
As quietly as possible as well. So I'd be trying to be quiet.
Who's rustling a bag?
It's it's a backy packet.
Oh, no, sorry.
That's all right. All right.
It's 4 hours more work for me.
No. Cool. Right. Unfortunately, so you don't notice as you're walking around, stumbling out of the bushes.
There's some ice cream behind the tree.
No.
Is Droop asleep as well?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Droop. Yeah, so Droop would have like done his watch with Scapes. Absolutely, yeah, and helped him out. Yeah. But then he's got to sleep. Yeah, absolutely. So. Well,
you have got the loudest music.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Look, let me mute.
I mean, we're trying to be quiet. We're about to get attacked.
I'm sorry.
Definitely James's fault, not mine.
It wasn't a rusty. It wasn't a badger in the bushes. It was James.
I've just cast all my spells. So I'm turning around and he's rolling the bag.
Okay. So stumbling through the bushes and they come at you are some things. I've got to try and remember how to use roll 20.
What's that? Is that trees?
Trees. Yeah.
Nice. And I was wondering when we'd be doing it like this, because I always thought, that would be a great idea.
Lovely, beautiful trees. Right.
Is that our campfire?
There's your campfire
Still
in the
warm.
middle.
Oh, it looks lovely. It's beautiful.
So you guys
nice.
are all asleep by the fire, unfortunately. And then Millicent's failed a perception check. Everybody roll initiative.
Don't forget, Bear, you've got your pluses now to initiative.
Plus.
We've got 19 anyway. I'll take my first one there, 5.
So my original initiative was +3, and now I get another +3 because of my rakish audacity. Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So I get a +6.
You get It makes sense though. Rogue, assassin, you're
always up for a ruck.
That's it.
So stumbling from the bushes that no one else sees because you're asleep is this bad boy.
Ooh, it's a zombie.
It's kind of a zombie, but it's actually
kind of a zombie.
It's not. It's a ghoul.
A ghoul.
Ghouls roam the night in packs, driven by an insatiable hunger for humanoid flesh. They're undead. They're kind of like an upgraded version of zombies. So they're like zombies, but a bit tougher. You ever play Fallout?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, like the feral ghouls in them. I like them.
Okay.
Before we kick off, did you say that I can hold a concentration spell whilst in wild shape, providing I cast it before I transform?
Correct.
Excellent.
So Millicent, unfortunately you haven't noticed this, but they're all stumbling at you. You hear them rushing, and they're going to charge. They're not going to make it close enough to attack you this round. I'm going to say that they're further away than that. Sorry, my dog is barking. It's pathetic bark in the world. But you'll basically, being awake and everyone else being asleep, you will have an action where you can try and position yourself somewhere or shout and scream, wake people up.
Well, it's just an action I've got, yeah?
Yeah.
Wake us up.
Oh, you've got a round, so you've got a movement round just as normal.
Well, then I shall just back to fuck up to our party, and I will just shout out, "Look alive, fuckers! We got company."
Cool.
I'll tell you what I will do. I will inspire, if I've got my bonus action, I'll inspire Justice. I'll inspire Escape.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's that, a +4, is it?
It's a
D4.
D6 to an attack roll. If you need, or actually to anything, isn't it? Well, to an attack, basically.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Ability check, attack roll, saving throw, just in case you need it.
Excellent.
My dog is gonna get smacked. Might have to take her out. All right, so
take her out. Oh,
yeah, basically.
Send her to the farm.
Send her to the farm. Yeah. Right, what we're going to do then, before this kicks off, let's have a break. I was going to do this combat first, but the dog, it needs a kick up the arse. So
I'll make a couple of Rosie then.
First. So, guys in the chat, anyone listening at home on the podcast in a week or two, I do apologise. This has been a slow burner. The intention for this show was always to represent what's natural like. I'm not producing this show for podcast. We're doing it as an extra bit of fun because we want to. But it's kind of what D&D is like. I'm not going to rush it through. I'm not going to stage it. I'm not going to script it. And sometimes it does move a little bit slower. But I think we had some fun in the first half.
Sometimes you have to think about that guy from RoboCop.
It's cool. We've got to have one just for us, man.
Yeah. So,
we received a warning this week.
We'll get through this, and then we'll go and kill a dragon or something. All right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So let's just take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back in a bit. Thanks everybody for your patience. Lucky is saying it is fun. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. You just helped Luke out, man. He's going to top himself otherwise.
All right. Okay, cool. So, guys, see you in 5 then, all right?
All right, see you in a second.
Cool.
Bye. Bye.
The D&D show would like to thank Sword Coast Soundscapes on YouTube for the music and sound effects used in this recording. Find him on Twitter at Sword Coast Sounds. Also, a massive thank you to Lewis Gale for producing our amazing theme tune. Follow him on Twitter at LewisSW Gale. Lastly, from all of us here at the D&D show, thank you for downloading this podcast. You're breathtaking. See you in part 2.